Friday, September 25th edition of News in Depth. First up, nurses and frontline workers hold picketing exercises in different parts of the country demanding risk allowance. Here is that report.
Essential workers! Essential pay! Essential workers! Essential pay! Essential workers! Essential pay!
Nurses and other frontline workers today protested in several parts of the country as they demanded a risk allowance, wage increases, better working conditions, protective gear, and gratuity, among others. It has been an uphill task for the workers, many of whom have been battling to save lives as Guyana deals with the deadly COVID-19 pandemic. In Georgetown, GPHC workers held placards and protested, calling on the authorities to address their concerns immediately.
That we will need our allowances that was promised for us for months. Since COVID had started, there are a lot of nurses here who have been on quarantine for weeks, being away from their family, from their friend, from their loved one, sacrificing. So we need our allowances, we need it. If we're not having our allowances, we're going to take this stand on a daily basis until our demands are being met. Yeah. There's a lot of us here from Georgetown Public Hospital who are not on our pension plan because of the year in which this cooperation would have became a cooperation. So there are a lot of us who aren't allowed any pension, or who aren't pensionable, or who aren't even receiving a gratuity. All right, I'm a nurse for almost 9 years, and what is there for me? There's no benefits. Why am I going to stay here for 33+ years when I wouldn't be receiving any more pension?
All healthcare workers should be together in this struggle because a long time we're dealing with a lot of grievances in the health sector. Since in the previous administration, and even before then, we had a lot of serious grievances and it was not addressed. So if this mobilization got to start the new wave, then we got to do it. Because we got a lot of grievances that we need to solve. We need PPEs, proper PPEs for our healthcare workers. We need our overtime, non-tax, and all these things. We need land for the public servants, and we need our increases for the year. Those are our problems.
Just asking for us at the maternity to be provided with adequate PPEs when we're working. Most days when we turn up to work, our supervisor has to work all over looking to dispense gum for us. The persons who are working in the night shift are forced to be wrapped with sheets to protect themselves. This is very unfair. You can't bill in billboard for someone that come in for 24 hours and the nurse doesn't have PPE. We are being treated unfair. It's not that we don't want to work, we want to work. I'm one of the most dedicated nurses at GPHC. But if we're not protected, we have our families to go home to. I have a young child, I have my husband that I have to go home to. Come on, please do better, Minister of Health. For us, all nurses, at all levels, we need protection. Thank you.
The nurses are the people that are looking after the relatives amongst everybody that's coming to the hospital. So we need to do better. I mean, they're spending money on inconsequential things. Let them spend on things that are worth it, like the nurses' salary, increases in salary. We need that today, or we're not working. It's going to be radical if they don't do something about this now. Thank you.
The frontline workers marched from East Street to Thomas Street, chanting and calling for respect to be given to them.
Overwork, underpay! Overwork, underpay! Overwork, underpay! Overwork, underpay! Overwork, underpay! Yet pay less! Essential pay!
The workers are adamant that their demands are just and dismiss claims that their actions are political.
They may say what they want to say. You know what the government could do to deal with that? Prove that they care for the nurses. Give the nurses a living wage. Address their issues. Get into a conference with them. Talk to them. Resolve their problems. If you want to stop this, talk to us and address our issues. Because nobody could tell the nurses what to do. This is their initiative, not the union initiative. The nurse initiative. So all these nurses taking one position are against the government. People say what they want, but they're not out here taking the risk that the nurses are taking. The nurses are the ones facing COVID every single day. They're not giving them equipment to work, they're not giving them conditions to work. The nurses are uncertain about the future. Not just nurses. Let me just say, not just nurses. Because out here you have nurses, doctors, people from all different categories in there. Laundresses, cooks, all these people are here. It's not just about nurses. So if they want to group as nurses, they got a problem there. So everybody is involved in this problem. Everybody's at risk. And if anybody wants to say it's nurse alone, that's their business. They got to call out and talk to people. Call them and talk to, engage them. Find what their issues are. Not staying with some officer and make a statement. Listen to the workers. Listen to them. Engage them. Find what are your real issues. Help them out. Support them. You think these people are stupid? These are intelligent people. We got doctors and nurses, highly qualified people out here. Respect them. Respect their views.
They have to take legal action against everybody because everyone is standing together. We're here, we're coming together as one, and if that is the case, so be it. We can't stop people from doing what they want to do, but we need to represent ourselves.
The government, there's oil, all right? There was 2 offload payments that was made. I think one payment was $50 million. The government also would have received 18 or 16 million prior. All right, there is funds. Why open back a failing industry, sugar? You're spending billions on sugar when the healthcare workers aren't being addressed. Come on, what is sugar doing for the public when the healthcare workers are putting their life at risk? Why is it only 150 million when the sugar industry is having billions? Come on.
Chief Public Health, in a letter seen by This News Gas, said they take these unauthorized industrial actions seriously, and staff who have engaged in such activity will be dealt with according to the public service regulations.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
Shh. It's your new secret. The all-in-one weapon for perfecting imperfections and capturing flawless skin. A lot of brands forget women of color or just don't understand that we come in all shades. From caramel to ebony, there's such a range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter, and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75 Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249. Shh.
Let's tell you now that in New Amsterdam, the cries of workers were no different, as they called on the authorities to address their concerns.
I had to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning to take his nurse to Georgetown. She's a staff just like me. She's A negative. No blood was in the hospital for this patient. I donated blood. We don't have blood still. The 2 shifts had already passed, and then I had to take her on my shift. The ward was full with 2 patients. I am working in the ward, I still have to take her because other staff refuse to take her too. So when we are sick and we have to risk our own life for our own staff, what is it?
They lie to get the people for the government promised nurses 50%, but they lie and they decided that they will only pay the money to the person that are on the front line. And we in the world, we are more at risk because the persons on the front line, they know exactly what they are dealing with. But we on the ward, any patient can come at any time and we don't know until we work with them for weeks, days, until they come up that the patient is COVID positive, and we are leave, nobody interested, nobody say anything to us.
The nurses have to be using the patient's washrooms. We have to take one of the patient washrooms for us. We have a lot of females there. We can't just go in a corner and pull out and urinate. A lot of nurses are there and we need more than one washroom. We don't have one. They need to provide washroom for us. We need a bath area so that we have spills or anything we can tidy up before we go home to our family. We need an area to eat.
Because we're not being properly paid for the work that we're doing here. Some persons on the outside, they don't know what is going on, but they think we're really covered, but we're not.
The frontline workers were protesting in front of the New Amsterdam Hospital.
Nurses have to be!
Nurses now!
Nurses have to be!
Nurses now!
Nurses have to be!
Nurses now!
Elsa Khan, News in Depth.
Range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75 Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249. Shh.
And before we go, Joint Services Patrol comes under attack from Venezuelan gang. More in this report.
Joint Services ranks on Wednesday came under fire while on patrol in the Cayuny River, border between Guyana and Venezuela. In a release from the Guyana Defense Force to the media, it was reported that the Sindicato gang members were the ones that opened fire on the Guyana Defense Force and the Guyana Police Force ranks during a routine joint patrol. That incident took place on Wednesday. The release added that none of the ranks received injuries and they returned fire. Aggressive joint boat patrols by the Guyanese security forces have since been intensified in the Cayuny River area. Guyana's border with Venezuela is more than 1,000 kilometers long, and patrols are conducted on a routine basis. According to the GDF, Wednesday's occurrence is not new, and several measures are being explored towards a resolution.
Welcome back. And that has brought us to the end of our news for tonight. For these and other stories, visit our website at rdproductiongy.com or our Facebook and Instagram page at Royce and Drix Production. On behalf of our news team, thank you for joining us and join us again Monday for more news. Good night.